Hello everyone, how are you today? I am Gabriele, welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to set up your gamepad. If you set up your gamepad in the correct way, well, it's not a correct way, it's for today's version of the game, and the next version, this setup that I'm telling you might not work anymore. So you want to use the gamepad for the normal attack and for the alt attack, for the normal attack with the alt button, and you want to use the gamepad as well to use the special attack and the special attack with the alt button. It emulates the left mouse button and the right mouse button with the alt button in both cases. But first things first, you want to write down on your search tab down here below local app data, percentage local app data, percentage, and then you just click the carpet, the folder. In this folder that we have here, I have certain things, certain games, certain well, my own folders. You want to look for the folder of the aisle. In here you go on saved and you delete it. If you do so, you will delete all of the corrupted files and all of the saved settings that you have in game. So if your keyboard stops functioning, stops working, if your mouse and keyboard stops working, or if anything in there stops working, do this local app data, the aisle, and then you delete the saved files like I did. Now I have no more corrupted files in the aisle. My game is a blank slate. Only thing left is to start the game. Now I will choose a Tenonto. I have a Tenontosaurus on, I think, official European 3. It's a small Tenonto, just for explaining to you how I do to set up my controller. There are a couple of steps to do. It may not work for all controllers. It works on my controller, which is a very cheap controller, trust me. So that's why I believe it can work kind of in all controllers. Now, again, I'm not expert, I'm not specialist in this. That's just how I play with controller, because it's nostalgic. It is nostalgic for me. Now, controller, it is inferior to mouse and keyboard for performance, because you will not be able to rotate around you at the same speed that you usually do with mouse and keyboard, and you still have to do certain actions with the keyboard, like the grabbing action is still with G, nothing else. Now, official Evrima 3, other actions may still be with a keyboard, like if you're playing Ypsilophodon and you want to remove the spit action, you want to press R afterwards. But if you want to use the tail slap, that now I'm not able to use, it's just it goes in the resting position with my controller. That's how get up, place Tenonto, and show all players around how we set up the mouse and keyboard. Fit for the controller. Fit for the, now we go on options here, options down here, and controls down here. Now from controls, actions, you click actions and follow my steps, and you should be able to use the alt attack and the right mouse button alt attack. First things first. Now primary attack, I use the left trigger. Primary attack with the alt attack, I use the left shoulder. This for Tenonto will translate into the foreclose. I remove the alt button in here. Still left shoulder. Keep following me. From here, rest we can leave H. Secondary attack now. Secondary normal attack, which is the tail, the kick for Tenontosaurus is the right trigger. And removing the alt button in the actions, we set the right shoulder for the tail slap, which is the special alt attack for Tenontosaurus. Now, in here, a couple of extra things to do just in case that I usually do is vocalize to remove it. Follow me, I put just none. and where was the other one? And voice help. I don't usually use voice help on the controller. Now, if some of you do, you can use the keyboard for those actions. So voice help and vocalize none and none. This is not to coincide to make certain commands go overlapping one another. Well, let's follow this. Now we apply all of these things, and that's it. It's been applied. If we go back up here, it still remain the same, but once you go back in, this will be changed, but it doesn't matter because it will work. Now we go on Gamepad. From Gamepad here we start from upwards and we slightly go downwards. Now Airbrake. This is not important, but I usually set the Airbrake with the right shoulder. I usually do that. Now turn right, Airbrake, crouch, right stick button. For me, Gamepad primary attack, left trigger, we leave the same, left shoulder, the primary attack again, and then on the rest button in here, rest button, I usually use the D-pad down, the arrow, D-pad down, and for profile I will still leave the Gamepad special left. This for me, that's for me, for my Gamepad, special for my Gamepad. Okay, we continue now. Rest, it is very important that you set the D-pad down, because otherwise it will overlap other commands. This is very important, I found out. So the rest, change it, because it will overlap the secondary attack, the special alt attack. Now we come over here and you have the right trigger for the special normal attack, and for the special alt attack you want the right shoulder as we said before. Now sprint, this is the right button. The sprint, this is the right button. And now use vocalize. Now for vocalize, is usually the left shoulder. I want to leave none because otherwise it will overlap the other commands. And voice help, I will leave none because otherwise will overlap other commands. Now I will apply all of this and it should be working. Fingers crossed. It usually works, sometimes it doesn't. I haven't found a pattern yet. So this video, follow it and do not follow it at the same time. You may lose some time, but it's usually worth it. Okay, first things first, four close. Four close with the left shoulder, it is working now. The bite, is the bite working? Bite is working. The left shoulder is working with the four close. The tail kick, is the kick working? The kick is working with the right trigger. And the tail slap, and the tail slap is working, the tail slap. This is used to stun your enemies. Now, for rest, now instead of right shoulder, as by default you should have it, well, depending on which setup you have. All of us have different setups depending on our hardware or our controllers. Now, to stand down, I do not have anymore the help command. There is broadcast, threaten, friend, call, and the help command. The help command, the help voice call, the help call, it doesn't exist anymore. So I press this to either fall asleep, to wake up, and well, to get up as well. All the D-pad down, this one here, right here. What else? Now, if you want to air brake, or you have the tail slap, that's for Pteranodon. If you want to play Pteranodon, you don't have the tail slam, but you have the air brake with the right shoulder in this case. And what else? Oh yes, the vocalize command, the one that you use usually when you are in chat. If I were to write something now, this is the vocalize command. It's usually on the left shoulder, but now it's none. It doesn't have any command. So if I press this, the left shoulder, it goes to use the four close. Well, that's all for today. You can use the special attack, the special alt attack, the normal attack, and this normal alt attack. Everything is the same as for mouse and keyboard, apart the rotational speed, that with controller it is much slower. At least with my controller, certain controllers are better than others, and I guess that you can have better settings, better performance. But with this controller, at least in my case, the rotational speed of my visual is this speed. This is the default speed, I cannot change it, and it is what it is. It's not as fast as this speed, but that's alright, that's alright. And another thing to keep in mind, I wasn't able to set the grab action, like with the G, with the golf button. You have still to use the keyboard for certain actions. Or if you are a Ypsilophodon and you have to spit at something, and afterwards you think, okay, I do not want to spit at that dinosaur anymore. Well, you have to press the R button in that case. I didn't find anything to implement to the controller, so I still use half-half. Now, this is the user interface, still with this button in my case, or to the menu. In this case, with the other button, everything works the same, but I can use the alt attack, the normal attack, the special attack, and the special alt attack, which is the most important things, I guess, in my opinion. Well, thank you all so much for watching. This is how to set up your controller, kinda. Please consider subscribing, share this video if it was useful to you. It's done in update 07.92.02, so for late updates it may not work anymore. It may be working, it may not. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and bye bye.